Dear friends of the New European Art and Culture, today I'm here with a book review. I want to tell you something about a book and promised it will be a short review, not as long as sometimes. And it's about the book called Transitionale Kunst der Tikar aus Kamerun, Transitional Art of the Tikar from Cameroon. It's by David Zemanek. You know, David Zemanek is the boss of the auction house Zemanek Münster in Würzburg, which is specialized on tribal art. And you know, the art of the Tikar, David writes it in a 4 pages text, which is in German and in English. The art of the Tikar is known mainly by those headdresses you see here, but they have done other things which were very interesting, very strange, and very strange if you look at tribal art or at African art. And these are these objects. They were made between 1910 and the 1930s, and you could sell them at the market. At markets, they were really mostly made for sale on markets, so it's not authentic tribal art. However, what is interesting is, first, there are shapes, there are forms which are known from early objects. So I would say it's something in a gray zone. It's not authentic in this way, but on the other hand, it's not a fake, it's not a copy, it's not a copy number 10,000 of Danmask, whatever, but it's somewhere in the middle. And the second point is, here's another one of those really nice objects. They came to museums, and you know, the Western view is if something is in the museum, then it has to be authentic. But of course it's not. However, it might be that 1 or 2 of these very interesting objects that were made for cultural purposes or used in the cultural purposes, let's say. The point on these objects is they look fantastic, they look great, they look a little strange, sometimes they're comic, and for example, and sometimes very cool, but not African. But once again, you can sell them. The first time I saw them, it was at the Zemanek auction. I think he wanted to have for a pair 1,200 or 1,300 euros, which is absolutely okay, because in my view, these objects are collectible. They are not fakes, they are collectible with all traditions, like, for example, dolls of the Zulu, which were made in the 50s and 60s and 70s. But the main point is really how they look. They look so nice. Look at them. Look at it. It looks like Mickey Mouse. It might be, you know, Mickey Mouse was invented in the 1930s. Maybe somewhere an artist from Cameroon has seen these objects. I don't know this Mickey Mouse and has created this one, but looks great with his ears. Wow, fantastic. And some look some look different. You know, you can compare the objects in this book, which is a very nice thing. And there are some which look different than the others. For example, this one looks for me not like this typical Tikar style. It's another style, but cool one. Look at the hands and the eyes. And this, for example, is Tikar too. So it's really worth looking at these objects. They're really fun and they're interesting for transitional, or I would say for chromatic art as well. 2 plus points. First, the photos are made by Andreas Achmann. Andreas Achmann is a well-known photographer. He does a lot of good jobs for food companies and fashion companies, and he's a tribal art maniac. And some photos he tried in a style as I know from the 1920s or 1930s when I look at old photos from tribal art. And yeah, okay, it fits very well to this because of the age. And you have some illustrations to see the different forms, for example, of hairstyles. And they were made by Adam Ross Fisher. I think he's a Welshman, and he's an illustrator, and he's a tribal art maniac as well. Are there minus points? Yes, I would say 2. First, the book costs 50 euro and has only, I think, 54 pages. So this is a lot of money. But David does not try to get a rich kid by this book. The point is, I think he did not do 1,000 copies or whatever, but it's book on demand. That means if you say, I want to have one, they have to print it for you. And this costs a lot of money. That's one point. And the second point is, yeah, we have only 54 pages. However, there are much more objects outside the museums. But this was once again a money issue. You know, if you try to get photos from museums, some say we can send you a photo, but it will cost you 100, 200 or 300 or whatever euros or dollar, and this was too expensive for David. However, I heard that on the Imodara website you can find some links to museum objects. So, at the end, I think it's a very interesting book. Yes, really, it's a funny book if you look at these objects. And it's a book, yeah, let's see, there are some black holes still in the tribal art market, or better say in the tribal art, the traditional African art, I would say. And one tiny black hole now changed into a small star, thanks to this publication by David Zemanek. See you.